Happy Monday, everybody, and thanks for tuning in to Toys, the Universe, and Everything. This week, we're playing Impossible Mission for the Atari 7800. So, is this puzzle platformer that has puzzles on top of its puzzle platformer bits going to sharpen your super spy skills? Or will you be screaming into the night for Tom Cruise to use his witchcraft to put out the invisible fire that is your inner gamer praying for death? Well, like, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and let's play the Home Computer Covert Ops Classic after we read the instruction book. Released in 1987, the same year as Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up, Impossible Mission came to the Atari 7800 and rickrolled an entire generation of Atari gamers. Because even if you never gave up, Impossible Mission was playing a different tune. Like Debbie Gibson's Only in My Dreams, because that was the only way you would ever defeat this game. That is right, thanks to an unfortunate glitch in the production ROM, Impossible Mission was literally impossible. A file you needed to find in the game was tucked under another piece of furniture and unselectable, meaning Tom Cruise would have to use his witchcraft if you were to ever beat this game. Glitch aside, this game is still rock steady as the Whispers, so let's get to it. In Impossible Mission, you play as Special Agent 4125, and your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to locate all the hidden keycards in the secret base of Professor Elvin Atombender. Apparently somebody didn't finish Evil Medical School. You accomplish this by searching rooms full of furniture guarded by evil robots and floating death orbs. If you discover codes along the way, you can reset the lifts or disable the robots for a limited amount of time. This is really a mash of game styles. It is part puzzle platformer that requires you to time your path around the robots and their lasers, and an actual puzzle game that requires you to fit the pieces of tiles you discover into a functional key code by spinning and flipping them in your HUD display. The sound in this game is good, but everything comes right out of the Atari 2600 audio meat grinder library of sounds. It grunts, it zaps, it farts, it makes that Atari tinkling noise. It sounds like someone playing Atari Superman, Indiana Jones, E.T., and Vanguard at the same time. I thought it was kind of a bummer, this being a supercart, there was no music, even on the title screen, but I think that may have been due to space concerns on the PCB itself. The graphics in this game are well animated, and your character does have a Timothy Dalton secret agent man kind of vibe to his movement and jumps. I really like the design of the robots in this game, though the furniture is a little utilitarian at times. I can always tell what I'm looking at. Though I do find it curious why there are so many refrigerators in this place when this base is manned solely by robots. Is Professor Atombender a foodie? The elevator screens are fluid and the HUD display is sharp, even if it will make no sense without reading the instructions. Speaking of the instructions, Impossible Mission is very much a computer game. Even on the Atari 7800 port, it is still a computer game from the 80s, which was very different, and aesthetic to a console game from the 1980s. The platforming part of the game felt right at home to what a console jumper feels like in the vein of Pitfall, Elevator Action, Spelunker, and even puzzlers like Fire and Ice. But then the puzzle part of the game and the HUD interface is a completely different animal and comes right out of the 80s computer game world. Trying to match the cards felt very complicated and frustrating, so if your puzzling isn't good, your platforming won't matter, and if your platforming is bad, being a smart kid won't get you very far. The gameplay is solid, and your agent does control well, and his jumps feel tight once you learn his range and you can predict his landings. The ladder system is a great puzzle element on top of that. The dig I have on this game is that it all adds up to too much. The size of the maze, the complexity of the puzzles, the trickiness of the jumps and robot, it's all very overwhelming. On top of that, if you don't have the instructions, you'll look more like Get Smart than 007. This is the 7800 equivalent to E.T. or Raiders of the Lost Ark, in that you must read the instructions to get this game. Elements are very meta and the HUD can be very confusing. So do you need Impossible Mission? It isn't super expensive, but this game is broken. If you want to beat this game, you'll need to jump down the rabbit hole and Google the fixed ROM and play it on a computer through emulation, or have a custom cart made somewhere like Atari Age. Don't worry, it won't cost Dr. Evil money either. Finally, this game is fun. I do like it. But I have no intention of getting good enough to finish it either. It is tight and challenging, but a little too overwhelming for me. I know there are gamers out there who love computer-style games from the 80s, but be aware your miles will vary. This is not a self-explanatory Pac-Man or Centipede experience. This is a game for people who enjoyed E.T. or Indiana Jones and like that level of complexity. For me, it was a really cool spy version of Pitfall that was less cool because of a tedious puzzle system. I love Tetris, and I love Pitfall. I don't love them together. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and no matter what your questions are about toys, the universe, and everything, remember, the answer is always to have fun. And stay in school, kids, because every supervillain wants to grow up to be Dr. Doom, not Professor Adam Bender who loves Brussels sprouts. I really do appreciate you spending time with me. If you want to help me do more like this, please like, subscribe, share, and let me know in the comments what kind of videos you are interested in. Until next time, everybody.